You know that perfect, glossy, incredibly delicious teriyaki salmon you get at a restaurant? The kind that seems like some kind of kitchen magic, impossible to make at home? Well, today we're spilling all the secrets. We figured out the pro method and we've boiled it down into a super simple 20-minute recipe that is going to completely change your weeknight dinner game. Let's dive right in. And look, I totally get it. A dish that looks this good has to be complicated, right? That's what we all think. But this right here, this is the exact aha moment we want you to have. That feeling of, wow, I can actually do this, and it's easy. Honestly, that's the biggest secret of all. Okay, so our journey to salmon perfection has three basic parts. First, we're gonna craft that incredible, authentic sauce completely from scratch. Then, we'll prep the salmon using a few key chef secrets. And finally, we'll bring it all together with a perfect pan-sear. So, let's start with the soul of the dish. First things first, the teriyaki sauce. And I need you to do me a favor and just forget about that stuff in the bottle. You know, that gloopy, overly sweet sauce, it's a completely different world from the real thing. An authentic, perfectly balanced sauce is shockingly simple, and it all comes down to just four key ingredients. Yep, that's it, just four. It's kind of wild how these simple things combine to create such a complex, deeply satisfying flavor. So, what are they? Here's the lineup. You've got soy sauce for that salty umami backbone. Then there's mirin, which is a sweet rice wine that gives the sauce its signature gloss and a ton of depth. Next is sake, which adds this clean, rich flavor. And finally, just a little bit of sugar to round everything out and get that perfect balance. That's the classic traditional combination. And here's a fun fact that will make you sound like a total pro next time you cook for someone. Teriyaki isn't actually the name of a sauce, it's the name of a cooking technique. Teri means that beautiful luster or shine, and yaki means to grill or pan fry. So what we're really doing is yakiing our salmon with the teri glaze. Pretty cool, right? Okay, with our sauce figured out, let's move on to the star of the show, the salmon. You know, getting that perfect texture, crispy on the outside, but still moist and flaky on the inside, that's what makes all the difference. And, of course, the chefs have a few tricks up their sleeves for this. Ah, the million-dollar question. We've all been there. You spend good money on a beautiful piece of salmon, only for it to come out dry, or even worse, with that sad, soggy skin. The good news is, the solution is really, really simple. It all comes down to three key steps that chefs use every single time. All right, here they are, the three secrets to amazing salmon skin. First, and I cannot stress this enough, you have to pat that salmon completely dry. Moisture is the #1 enemy of a crispy sear. Second, a trick you might not know, a super light dusting of cornstarch or potato starch. We'll get to why in just a sec. And third, and this one might surprise you, you are not going to marinate the salmon. I know it feels wrong, but trust me on this one. So why the starch? Well, think of it as a magic ingredient that does three jobs at once. For one, it acts as a barrier, wicking away any last bit of moisture to absolutely guarantee crispy skin. Two, it locks in the salmon's natural juices so it stays tender. And three, it creates this perfect, slightly tacky surface for our beautiful teriyaki sauce to cling to later. It's a game changer. And this right here is exactly why we glaze, not marinate. If you marinate salmon in a sugary sauce, the second that sugar hits the hot pan, it's just gonna burn. You get a bitter, unpleasant taste. But glazing at the end, that allows the sauce to caramelize perfectly in the final moments, enhancing the delicate flavor of the fish instead of just overpowering it. Now for the main event. Let's get cooking. We've got our sauce ready, our salmon is prepped. It's time to bring it all together in the pan. And believe me, timing here is everything. 4 minutes. I want you to remember that number. Get your pan hot, add a little bit of oil, and place the salmon skin side down. You should hear a really nice sizzle. Now for the next 4 minutes, your only job is to let that heat do its work. It's rendering the fat and creating that shudderingly crisp skin. So don't touch it. Okay, this is one of the most important tips I can possibly give you. After 4 minutes, you'll go to flip the salmon and, oh no, it sticks. Your gut instinct is to panic and try to force it, right? Don't do it. The fish is literally telling you it's not ready yet. Just give it another 30 seconds or so. When that crust is perfectly formed, it will release itself from the pan like magic. I promise. For perfect results every single time, a thermometer is your best friend. Most chefs recommend pulling the salmon off the heat when it hits about 125 to 130 degrees Fahrenheit for a beautiful medium cook. It's going to continue to cook a little bit from the residual heat, leaving you with a fillet that is perfectly moist and tender all the way through. And now for the grand finale. The salmon is cooked, so you're going to pour that amazing sauce right into the hot pan around the fish. It'll immediately start to bubble and reduce and get thick. Now you just tilt the pan and start spooning that liquid gold over the top of the salmon again and again, creating that thick, gorgeous glaze without ever having to risk breaking that perfect fillet. You've done the hard work. Now for the really fun part, the presentation. This is how you take your perfectly cooked salmon and turn it into a total showstopper. And the finish can be super simple but really elegant. A sprinkle of thinly sliced green onions and some toasted sesame seeds adds freshness, color, and a great texture. Serve it over a bed of fluffy steamed rice with a simple green vegetable on the side, like sautéed asparagus or spinach, and just like that, you have a perfectly balanced, beautiful meal. So there you have it, all the secrets to a perfect restaurant-quality teriyaki salmon, totally demystified and ready for your kitchen in under 20 minutes. We've shown you how simple ingredients and the right techniques can create something absolutely incredible. Now it's your turn to go create something amazing.